Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Mo. You're at the Mo Money Budgets YouTube channel, and you might be thinking to yourself, why is she holding that mic all the way up to her face? Well, that's because for some reason my audio is not picking up very well, and my husband, who is the tech guy, he's a little busy right now. So this is the first opportunity I've had in like 3 weeks to make a video, and I'm not going to let the time pass me by just because of a little audio issue, So we're going to get up close and personal today. Hope it's not too loud, but when I put my mic where I normally do, you couldn't hear me. So, welcome back. Today we are going to budget my October 17th paycheck. And you might also be thinking to yourself, but it's the 22nd, and you would be right, because I'm the mom to a 4.5-month-old. I work full time. I just applied for a promotion, and I got some family stuff going on. So been a little busy, but here we are. Yes. So let's get into it. Okay. So where we left off last time, we budgeted my October 3rd paycheck. And when we last left off, I had $231.69 in my bank account. So where are we now? Great question. Okay. So that brings us to the 17th. My paycheck, I could see pending the Wednesday before. I think I've covered that. But I do not have access to the funds until the Friday that they are posted. And my paycheck was $2,045.22. I get paid bi-weekly, and I've mentioned before that my paycheck is a little bit smaller right now than it would normally be because I'm paying double for my benefits, health insurance, dental, vision, all of those good things, because they weren't being paid while I was on maternity leave. I think I have 2 more pay periods of that, 1 or 2, something like that. All right, so that brings our total balance to $2,276.91. Now, anything with the green check mark is something that's already been paid because, again, I'm behind. But that's okay. I'm here. All right. I had a friend that doesn't live nearby. It was their birthday, so I sent them coffee money and told them, because they live in the northeast part of the United States, and apparently Dunkin' is really popular up there. And I said, I'm sending you money for coffee. You better not spend it on that shitty Dunkin'. So that was $15. And that leaves my balance at $2,261.91. Also on the 17th, my child had a doctor's appointment, which had a $25 copay. I do have an FSA account for medical expenses, but it is exhausted at this point. So until the end of the year, any doctor's visits will be paid out of pocket. That leaves my balance at $2,236.91. I do budget half of my mortgage per pay period. Just the way I've always done it. It's kind of the way I like to do it. So half of our mortgage came out of my paycheck, $629.96, leaving my balance at $1,606.95. Food and gas for that week ended up coming to $159.33, leaving our balance at $1,447.62. I was able to put some money into savings this pay period, so I did move $300 into my savings account. I think I had mentioned that prior to maternity leave, I was always putting money in my savings account. Obviously, when you have a baby and you're not getting paid, things change a little bit. But we're finally getting back to a place where I can start putting money in my savings account. So I put $300 in there. I put all of my savings into a high yield bank account, which I can talk about that at some point. Also, it's outside of my normal banking institution, so I don't touch it. Once it's in there, it stays there. It doesn't exist to me. Dog food subscription for one of my dogs, who I've mentioned here before is a large breed livestock guardian dog. He's very big and his food is very expensive. So that was $80.99, leaving our balance at $1,066.63. Also mentioned previously that I had to take my dog to the vet for an ear infection. The initial bill was like almost $400. It was pretty bad. He did have a follow-up. He's doing well. He's responding well to the medication. That was $196.94, leaving our balance at $869.69. It was my husband's birthday, so I got him a few goodies, took him out to dinner. That was $87.47, leaving our balance at $782.22. My husband's phone bill, I think I've mentioned before that we are not on the same plan because my job covers my phone bill, and as part of that, it has to be on a separate billing cycle for them to pay the expense. So his phone bill was $144.60, leaving our balance at $637. Okay. Next is a home monitoring service that we pay for. That was $22.99, leaving our balance at $614.63. I did end up selling some items on Facebook Marketplace, some baby items, and so I made $40. So that increases our balance to $654.63. Our home internet, $104.99. That brings our balance to $549.64. More dog food. I do have 2 dogs. His food is due to arrive next week, or post on the 23rd, but I actually think it gets delivered the following week. So that's $58.57, bringing our balance to $491.07. I am planning on picking up an item from Facebook Marketplace tomorrow because normal home ownership, things happen, and our microwave just died. However, it was manufactured in 1995. 30 years for a microwave. Pretty dang good. Microwaves are expensive brand new. They're like $500, which I think is insane that something just heats up water molecules by moving them around quickly. And so I'm going to buy a used one, and that'll be $50. So that brings our balance to $441.07. Telecommunications. This is my company does pay for my home internet and my phone bill. So I get reimbursed for my phone and partial of our home internet. So that will be $258.71. I've already filed the expense report for that. It does hit my account on a Friday. So it will deposit this coming Friday. We do have to buy more formula. So that will be $90.88. Our child is having some sensitivities to cow milk, so we are purchasing goat formula, which is a little more pricey. So that brings our balance to $608.90. I do have to go to BJ's, which is like a bulk store, kind of like Costco or Sam's Club. I have to buy some items like paper towels, baby wipes, toilet paper, and diapers. So those items I will get from BJ's. So I'm looking at spending about $114.36 when everything is said and done. That will bring our balance to $494.54. My food and gas budget, it always cracks me up with like how exact it is, but I digress. $136.01, leaving our balance at $358.53. Really, the reason why it's always so weird is because I just increase or decrease the amount based off how much availability I have for my other bills. So that's kind of why it ends up like that. My phone bill comes out on the 24th, and that is $158.72, leaving our balance at $199.81. I think I've mentioned before the reason why this is so expensive is because I have to call other countries, so my phone plan for work is more pricey. Again, they reimburse me for it, so it is what it is. I have to have certain things. That's why they pay. I do have a life insurance policy that I've had since a baby. When my dad passed away, I took over the payments for that. I'm looking at potentially cashing this out. I've mentioned that before, just because I have life insurance through work. I believe it's whole term insurance or something like that. So yeah, this might be going away. But that leaves my balance at $188.46 before my next pay period. I've mentioned before that I am a zero-based budgeter, but not for every paycheck. So just looking forward, I'll scroll down here. I'm projecting a certain amount of income at the end of the month. This may go up or down. However, you can see that based off my income moving forward, eventually I will get to a $0 balance. It's just not at every pay period. So I'm kind of projecting a little bit farther forward. So yeah, this is where we're at. By the 28th, I should be around about $188.46, subject to change, obviously. I would like to continue attempting to make videos about grocery budgeting. I've mentioned before, if you haven't seen those videos, that we have different dietary needs. My husband cannot eat dairy. He's allergic to whey protein, so that rules out butter, milk, cheese, anything with whey. And therefore our grocery budget is a little more expensive because I still like to eat all of those things. And so I do plan on doing another one of those. And hopefully I can continue with the videos. Things are a little hectic right now, but I'm just going to keep showing up where I can. And that's why I took the time that I had today to make this video. Sorry it was late. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'm filming it technically on the 21st. It'll go up on the 22nd. And if you have any questions or any suggestions, let me know. And we can talk later. All right. Bye, guys.